Hello there, this is Anarchist. This video is part 5 of an Anarchist-themed Let's Play Stardew Valley series. I'll link to the playlist with the rest of the series in the description. We pick up at the start of summer after a decently productive first spring. Like most nights, I had stayed up way too late the day before, and so I wake up with an energy penalty. The start of the season is a very important day, so no laying in bed doom scrolling on Twitter for hours. I set to work clearing the old strawberry bushes, tilling new soil, and watering it to get ready for summer crops, which is made much easier by my newly upgraded watering can. My coffee plant is still growing, so I'll leave it be and continue to plant more coffee beans throughout the summer. I head to Pierre's and spend all my labor vouchers to buy a variety of seeds, including blueberries, peppers, and tomatoes. I'm not running any kind of mods in this playthrough, but one mod I wish I had was an expanded peppers mod that adds many kinds of peppers and artisan goods you can make out of them, like hot sauce, chili powder, salsas, and stuff like that. I've gotten into gardening in real life over the past few months and am growing jalapeno, bell, cayenne, and habanero peppers and wish I could grow more than one type in Stardew Valley, rather than just Tabasco or ghost peppers or whatever this is supposed to represent. Anyways, I head back to the farm to plant my seeds. I make a second scarecrow to keep my new crops safe as they are quite a bit more valuable than what I was growing in spring. I open the chicken door to the coop so that my birds can graze and hunt for worms, and I give them pats to show them I love them. After the seeds are planted and the chickens tended to, I head to the forest to look for summer forageables, hoping to complete the community bundle for them ASAP. I encounter the hat mouse that sent me a letter the other day and peruse his wares, but none of his hats really do it for me. I'll check back later when he has more in stock. I run into Elliot by Leah's cabin and chat with him for a bit and give him one of the spice berries I found. Back at the farm, I clear some more brush to make hay for the chickens so that I don't have to spend labor vouchers to buy more. Outside of winter, when almost nothing grows, it's always best to harvest hay yourself to save some money. Now that I have eggs going, I create a mayonnaise machine to refine them into more valuable mayonnaise. In the intro video of this series, I said I was going to focus on things I like to eat more than what is profitable, and I personally hate mayonnaise, so I'll be distributing it to the villagers instead of eating it myself. Doing some mayo mutual aid, if you will. With my energy depleted from an exhausting first day of the season, I go to sleep early. On day 2 of summer, my coffee bush is ready to harvest, yielding 4 coffee beans, which will soon become 4 more coffee bushes. I water my plants and head to the beach to do some fishing. I have a very lucrative haul, catching many fish, including red mullet, halibut, flounder, and tilapia, as well as a few artifacts for the museum. I head there and donate my gems and artifacts to Gunther and receive a starfruit seed as a reward. Starfruit is one of the most valuable crops in the game, so it's good to have access to them right off the bat at the start of summer. I head towards the community center to donate some fish, socializing with the villagers along the way. Evelyn tells me George is less grumpy in the summer because the warm weather softens his bones. That makes him sound like one of the creepy skeletons from the mines, but I guess it's good that he is less grumpy in any case. Evelyn is a saint, and I hate to see her mistreated by her curmudgeon of a husband. I also run into Demetrius, who seems to want to hook me up with his daughter, suggesting I butter her up with battery packs. I've met a few girls who are into electrostimulation, but I can't say any of their fathers were the ones to bring it up. Slightly disturbed, I continue on to the community center where I donate a tilapia for the ocean fish bundle. As I'm leaving, I see Maru, and since I don't have any batteries to satisfy her base desires, much less the courage to just bring that up out of nowhere with someone I have only talked to once or twice, I decide to pretend I didn't see her and continue on my way. Remembering what Evelyn said, I decide to head to her and George's place where I give George a leek, one of his favorites, in hope of further easing Evelyn's burden. I head back to the farm where I put my fish, mayonnaise, and random things I have lying around in my chests in the shipping bin. Since I spent all my labor vouchers on seeds, I could use a little bit of spending money. I plant my starfruit seed, which in hindsight I should have used some speed grow on, but without a bunch of them to grow all summer, I suppose it's not that big of a deal. I put one of my parsnips in the preserving jar because hey, who doesn't like pickled parsnips, and check in on the chickens, whom are already asleep, so I tiptoe around them to collect their eggs. One of these is a silver quality egg, meaning I'm already starting to befriend them. It's too late in the day to start any big new projects, so I spend the rest of the night clearing the boulders from the field. I head to bed hearing what sounded like an earthquake during the night. When I leave my house the next day, Demetrius is waiting on my porch for me to come out, which is kind of weird, but we've already established he's a pretty weird guy. He tells me that the empty cave on the farm could be utilized to attract fruit bats or grow mushrooms. Fruit is tastier and more useful for the community bundle and as gifts for the townspeople, so I decide to go that route. He will be able to use the cave and the bats for his scientific studies, so he is thankful and it's a win-win situation for both of us. Checking the mail, I see Lewis has sent me a letter telling me he has somehow lost his lucky shorts and asking if I can help find them. I'm glad he trusts me to have discretion in this delicate and embarrassing matter and make a mental note to keep an eye out for them. I set out to take care of the morning chores, petting the chickens, gathering their eggs, and watering the plants. I decide to make a campfire so that I can roast hot dogs and marshmallows at night. I have plenty of time left in the day, so I head to the mines. I have good luck early on finding a glow ring and a pair of combat boots on the first floor I start exploring. The next few floors give me trouble due to the low range of the dagger I found the other day. I make it 5 floors and then decide to go buy a new weapon, but when I get to Marlin's shop I cheap out again, unwilling to spend the majority of my labor credits on a weapon and telling myself I'll surely get a better drop soon. I didn't know at the time, but this playthrough had the worst luck I've ever had with regards to weapon drops. I decide to head back to the farm and spend what little energy I had left to chop down trees and gather wood. When I can afford it, I'll purchase a barn so that I can start raising cows and other animals, and I need a lot more wood and stone before I can build one. I work on that until bedtime. On day 4 of summer, I wake up and check the TV to find that I will have very good luck today, so some more mining or fishing will be in order. I tend to the plants, harvesting a few more coffee beans and adding them to the field. I decide to spend the day mining, so I chop down some trees to get the materials required for some field snacks and check in on my new bat cave, hoping there will be a bunch of fruit to help recover energy before heading out. The stingy bats have only left me 2 blueberries. Maybe someone ought to tell them about how mutual aid works. That's just a joke, as actually bats do have symbiotic relationships with many animals and even plants, like some species of deer and pitcher plants. They also had an incredibly important symbiotic relationship with humans in the past, as guano, aka bat and seabird shit, was the best fertilizer in the world prior to the discovery of Miracle-Gro. People have used it to enhance their crops in Peru for thousands of years, and when Europeans discovered its beneficial properties, it quickly blew up into a massive industry and led to gold rush-sized fortunes made overnight for some industrialists throughout the 1800s. When the Americans found out about it, they of course did what Americans do, and Franklin Pierce signed the Guano Islands Act, which gave American citizens the right to annex islands with guano located on them as part of the U.S. This is regarded as the first experiment in imperialism by the US, which needed the guano for its massive plantations and also because it was a good source of saltpeter, which was needed to make gunpowder for the Civil War that started shortly afterwards. This may all sound batshit crazy, but it's true. Check out the Wikipedia page on guano if you don't believe me. This tangent is getting a little off topic. I just wanted to point out that despite only leaving me with 2 blueberries, bats are some of the world champions of mutual aid, and they would make Kropotkin proud. Anyways, I head to the mines to hopefully make more progress than the day before, and bringing my sword instead of my dagger to help in that regard. On the way, I remember the earthquake from the other night, and that it means that the way to the spa north of town is now open. This makes managing your energy much easier, as a quick trip to the hot tub will leave you right as rain, giving me the stamina to do a more thorough mining trip. I change into my swimming clothes, including my cool sunglasses, and relax a bit before departing for the mines. My luck is as good as the fortune teller claimed, and I quickly make it to floor 70, where I'm rewarded with the master slingshot. This comes in handy later when you get explosive ammo, but for now it's not very useful. On floor 71, I encounter a new type of enemy, the skeleton, which is even more damage spongy than the zombies from earlier floors, and my low-level weapon is really starting to show its inadequacy at this point. Look how long it takes to kill these guys. Thankfully, my luck manages to hold and I make it to floor 75 without too much trouble. It's starting to get late, so I head back to the farm to sleep. Overnight, my mining skill levels up, which will help in subsequent trips to the mines. The next day, I have the opposite outlook in terms of luck, so no mining today. My pickled parsnips are ready and I look forward to enjoying them. I figured today is a good day to continue clearing the farm, as I will be able to afford many more crops later in the season, as well as more farm buildings. I also start smelting my iron ore, as I will need to make a lot of iron to make sprinklers, which will save time and energy. I drop by the community center to donate a mushroom and an aquamarine for the dye bundle, as well as completing the summer forage bundle, yielding a reward of wild seeds and unlocking the final bundles, which just require a bunch of labor vouchers. While heading through the town later, I check the calendar and see I forgot Jass's birthday the day before, which is unfortunate as she is one of the most difficult people to befriend due to her obscure and hard to make loved gifts. With low energy, I head to the spot to recover and then head back to the farm to continue clearing the land. My chest situation is getting a bit cluttered and I'm having a hard time locating items I need, so I start making an organized chest system with color-coded categories, starting with a spring chest to hold all the crops from last season that I am holding on to for whatever reason. It's a very good habit to hold on to a little bit of everything in this game because you never know when you'll need a random item for cooking, gifts, special requests, etc. I also make a summer chest so that I'll have space for everything I grow or forage this season. I do a little more tree chopping before heading to bed. On day 6 of summer, my peppers are ready for their first harvest. Now that I've started growing peppers myself in real life, I've come to realize just how silly it is that you can only get a single pepper per plant in Stardew Valley. Check out how many jalapenos are on a single one of my plants right now. I have 8 plants like this, so I will have more peppers than I can eat. I'm going to have to pickle them or something. I plant a few more coffee beans and then head to Pierre to buy some more seeds. I plant a row of hops, which I can turn into beer later, some corn, which will grow all through summer and fall, and some sunflowers, which look pretty and make good gifts. I've accumulated quite a few geodes from my last few trips to the mines, so I head to Clint's to crack them open and hopefully get some artifacts I haven't found yet. I end up getting several new minerals and some coal and ore, but my last 3 geodes all contain malachite, which was incredibly unlucky. A normal geode has a 1 in 32 probability of yielding malachite, so if my math is right, rolling 3 in a row has a 1 in 32,768 chance. I take that as a good sign to quit and go donate my items to Gunther, who rewards me with a geode decoration and a nice painting. Back at the farm, I throw my redundant gems in the shipping bin and add my new decorations to my house. I take a trip to the spa and then chop down more trees on the farm. I check in on the bat cave and find there's a variety of fruit this time, including a peach which I need for the community center. I chop down a few more trees and then head to bed. On the 7th of summer, I check the TV and see there will be a thunderstorm tomorrow and that I will have decent luck. It would be a perfect day to further upgrade my watering can, but I can't afford that yet. I check the mail and see that the local paper wants to feature my farm in an upcoming column. I'm honored that the community is so impressed with my progress despite my inexperience and wonder how far along my farm will be by next summer. With a renewed sense of purpose and appreciation for my productive farm, I set to work tending my crops. Once they are taken care of, I decide to take advantage of my luck and head to the mines. I get lucky on a couple floors that are loaded up with iron ore. On floor 79, I am haunted by the most annoying ghost I have ever encountered. It just won't fucking die.
Why won't you die?
Eventually I prevail and find my way to floor 80, where I receive a pair of Firewalker boots. My combat boots definitely give me more Anarchist cred, but with such a weak weapon, I need all the survivability I can get to make up for it, so I swap out my boots. I don't really have the energy or food to continue, so I head back to the farm and hit the hay. Thanks for watching, and thank you to all you lovely people that have subscribed to the channel. I recently reached 500 subscribers, and one of the things that unlocks is community posts. By the time I upload the next video in this series, I should be able to use them to post updates, pictures, polls, and stuff like that, so I can show you pictures of my real life crops and have polls to ask you guys what videos you want to see next. Since I'm having so much fun with it and it's blowing up into a hugely popular game right now, I'll probably make my next video on the politics of Stray, the adorable game where you play as a cat in a giant cyberpunk city. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already to stay tuned for that in future videos. Peace.